As you can see, I've got my cup of coffee. I'm completely relaxed. I'm completely chilled out because I am 100% secure in the token that I hold. In the past few days, the dumbest thing in the history of cryptocurrencies has occurred as some American people, or maybe some of them weren't even American, decided to sell off the XRP because they didn't agree with a political decision of a billionaire. So let me just get that straight. So a billionaire donates money to a millionaire in government, right, to support their political career. And you, a poor guy, sells off your financial freedom, your financial independence, your generational wealth, the future of your children, if you have any, because you don't agree with the fact that a billionaire supports a millionaire. How does that make any sense? I'm not an American, so I can't even vote in your elections. So I have no horse in the race. I really don't care who gets in either way. As long as the person that gets in gives us some clarity in the crypto sphere, gets rid of Gary Gensler so that Ripple could do what they need to do, so that the XRP ledger can march on and give us the things that we've been expected. Truth be told, even without the United States, Ripple is still making huge leaps internationally. The XRP ledger is still dominating in Africa. It's dominating in Asia, and the real world assets are coming. Tokenization is coming. XRP healthcare is coming. Memes are coming. You know, it's making moves in Europe. We don't have any issues with XRP in Europe. All of the problems that XRP is experiencing in Europe is linked with just the general crypto issues, right? The general anti-crypto sentiment of many of the establishment European governments. But even here in Europe, a lot of legislation is marching forward. Some European countries like Germany, like Portugal, are basically moving forward and recognizing that they need to get on board with this crypto thing or get left behind as people move their money to the Middle East, move their money to South Africa, move their money to South America, where the crypto laws are more favorable, the tax laws are more favorable. So in order to keep their billionaires living in their country, they're starting to make some favorable moves, right? And it's only a matter of time before the UK and France basically follow suit because they can't get left behind. We've left the EU and we're getting increasingly isolated. So even though we're shoulder to shoulder with the United States economically, militarily, as you can see, we have to make a move soon when we realize that we're being left behind, right? Now, you personally, you should not make financial decisions based on what somebody else does, right? So if a billionaire who's probably friends with the incumbent government anyway, I mean, you should realize that left or right, these people at this level, most of them are just the same, right? They went to the same schools. They've been through the same establishment training. Yes, some of them identify on the left. Some of them identify on the right. But have you ever wondered that whether it be left or right, that the job never really gets done? The things that they promise that they say they would do, they never quite do. I mean, it's been hundreds of years. And when the people on the left are in power, they say they're going to do one thing, but when they get there, they never quite do it. And people on the right, you vote for them and they never quite work for you. This is because it doesn't matter if it's Democrat, if it's Republican, if it's whatever the heck it is. If you're at that level, chances are you are working for the Federal Reserve. You're working for the establishment powers that be. There are people in the background that are basically controlling these people. Many of these presidents, they might have the illusion of being elected, are actually selected. Before they're even there to be presented as a presidential candidate, they've been vetted by the powers that be. If they didn't pass the vetting test, they wouldn't even make it to the stage where they could have the possibility of becoming president in the first place, or a senator, or whatever it is. Vice president, all of these people are vetted and they've been pre-arranged to toe the status quo line. There are some give and takes here and there on the, on the smaller levels, but bigger picture, these guys are all the same. They serve the big banks, they serve the Federal Reserve, they serve big pharma, they serve the industrial complex, whatever you call them, the military industrial complex. That's who they serve. What you should be concerned about is your personal financial future, the financial future of your children, your legacy, your generational wealth. I think some of us just need to hear this today because a lot of us get involved with politics, emotions, what other people are doing. These billionaires, just because they're founder of Ripple or whatever, they don't care about you. They don't know who you are. Why would you sell your XRP? I mean, Not financial advice. If you think XRP is no good, then by all means sell. If I thought XRP was no good, I would sell and leave. If tomorrow I found some evidence that XRP is garbage, best believe, no matter how many videos I've made that's positive about XRP, I will sell on the spot and I would leave. I would jump ship. It's as simple as that. I really don't care what other people think. I don't care what the government is doing. I don't care what political parties are supporting what, okay? What I care about is my personal financial freedom, my personal freedom, my legacy, right? Generational wealth, etc. And this is what you should care about, right? And we have the opportunity of a lifetime. Somehow by accident, we've accumulated XRP. We weren't supposed to be here, but here we are. We've been here before the banks. And now the banks are playing catch up. And this is a time when, there aren't that many of us, right? If you look at the retail, in an old video that I did, someone left a comment that retail is only about 1 to 2% of XRP holdings, which is perfect, which is how they can leave us here to get as rich as we can be, because in the end of the day, there are not that many of us, right? We become billionaires, whatever, it doesn't matter. A handful of us become billionaires. That doesn't change the status quo. That doesn't change the setting, right? It just creates some billionaires. Some of us are going to lose the money anyway. Some of us are going to blow the money on rubbish or just give it back to the government, based on legislation and just overspending or whatever, just human nature, right? So they don't care that much about us. We're not going to rock the boat even when we become billionaires, right? There are billionaires being made every day. All we need to do, no financial advice, is to relax, make a cup of tea or coffee, and just watch the money come. Like, why get toggled back and forth because of emotions or because of what somebody else is doing? So whether it be Brad Garlinghouse, who is anti-establishment, really, even though he's come out and said that Ripple doesn't support anybody, blah, 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 it's damage control. Because the truth be told, Brad Garlinghouse is anti-incumbent because he hates Gary Gensler, and Gary Gensler works for Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, right? So he's anti-democrat, right? But he can't come out and say that because it would expose the conflict in the leadership of the company, right? Chris Larsen, on the other hand, doesn't care what anybody thinks, donated money and made a stance known, right? There are other people in the leadership group, Stuart Arderati, all those guys are probably anti-establishment, right? But they're not going to come out and say that. They're going to do what's best for them, their own legacy, their own generational wealth. Whether it be Arderati, John Deaton, Garlinghouse, Larsen, or whomever else, they are billionaires and millionaires who don't need more money. Who needs more money? You do. Do what's best for you. Not financial advice, your own research. Let me go finish my coffee. Peace.